You all are about to witness what is perhaps the most psychotic speech of Donald Trump's political career in the most inappropriate venue imaginable, in which he threatens his political opponents and suggests it should be illegal to criticize him or judges whom he has appointed, and that media networks he doesn't like should also be illegal. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells. Before you go, all right, friends, we have several clips to play from this speech, which takes place at the Department of Justice, which is technically in the executive branch, and so it's under Donald Trump. But ever since the administration of President Richard Nixon, it has been a long bipartisan tradition to keep the DOJ separate from politics. You don't give political speeches at the DOJ, right? There's supposed to be a veneer of separation. Donald Trump just gave that the finger and gave the most psychotic speech of his political career at that venue, which does not bode well for administration of justice in the future. So, we're going to unpack these clips together, starting with this.
And I didn't know her. I still don't know her. I don't believe I ever spoke to her, even during the trial. But I did appoint her, federal judge. And these fake lawyers, these horrible human beings, were hitting her so hard, public relations-wise. They were playing the ref. I don't think it's legal. I don't think it's legal. They might as well go out and just shout it in a courthouse. They were saying she was slow, she wasn't smart, she was totally biased, she loved Trump. I didn't know her, other than I saw her the couple of days that I was in court, and I thought her decorum was amazing. Anything bad they could say, though, they were saying about her, it was whatever they could say bad about a human being, all made up.
So he's referring to Judge A.N. Cannon, whom he appointed. Now he's saying he doesn't know her, so either he's confused or senile, because he was the one who appointed her. So, you appointed her without meeting her, without being familiar with her, number one. Number two, he says that they, and I don't know who he means by they, liberals, progressives, Democratic politicians, Democratic voters were attacking the judge, insulting the judge. But Trump did that all the time during his court cases, right? Judge Tanya Chutkan, appointed by President Obama. Judge Juan Moran in his New York case. So, once again, the hypocrisy is on full display. Donald Trump believes, as a former president, presidential candidate, and sitting president, that he should be able to attack with impunity any judge he dislikes. But you all can't criticize judges that he happens to like. And he says it should be illegal, pretty gross, and hypocritical stuff. But par for the course with Trump and MAGA. Here's another clip.
And they'll write whatever they say. And what do you do to get rid of it? You convict Trump. All you have to do is be really tough on him and ultimately convict him, and they leave you alone. It's totally illegal what they do.
Illegal to do what? Illegal to convict you of crimes you've committed illegal. For prosecutors to seek your conviction when they believe that you've committed a crime, what the hell are you talking about? He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just talking out of his ass, going from one syllable to the next. And again, I just want to point out, thinking of a Canaan, she was the judge presiding over the classified, so-called classified documents case, and she was very slow. She also ruled too generously in Trump's favor at one point. She was actually smacked down effectively by her superiors in the Appellate Court, a conservative Appellate Court, because they thought she was totally off base, and she ultimately dismissed the charges against Trump by making the argument that Jack Smith was unlawfully appointed special counsel. So again, she bent over backwards to accommodate him. Here's another example of Donald Trump attacking free speech and free press, saying it should be illegal if he doesn't like you.
And I believe that CNN and MSDNC, who literally write 97.6% bad about me, are political arms of the Democrat Party. And in my opinion, they're really corrupt and they're illegal. What they do is illegal.
So apparently it's illegal to criticize Donald Trump, to even overwhelmingly criticize Donald Trump. It's illegal according to Trump. And he is the leader of the allegedly free speech, free press party, but of course he's not. He is a malignant narcissist and an authoritarian who does not believe in permitting a free press. If you criticize him, you will be targeted by him in both rhetoric and deed. It's pretty scary stuff, and there's never been anything like it in the Democratic Party that comes close to this. But here's another clip from Donald Trump in the most unhinged political speech of his career.
There's a guy named Norm Eisen. I don't even know what he looks like. His name is Norm Eisen of Crew. He's been after me for 9 years. Now, Crew is a charitable organization. And the reason I'm saying this, Todd, is I'm only going to get one chance to say this. But these are bad people. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he looks like. But everything I read is Norm Eisen of Crew. And Crew is a charitable organization. And that's a political thing. His sole life is to get Donald Trump, and he's been vicious and violent, and he's trying, and he probably had pretty good success over the years. But with me, how did he do? I think I'm president. Am I here because I'm president? But we had to take all of that abuse. Even during the trials, we had to take tremendous abuse. Like, these wonderful guys, they're not legitimate people. They're horrible.
So Norm Eisen is a former ambassador. He's an attorney. And I think he's actually in the process of suing the Trump administration. It could be over the birthright citizenship executive order. Donald Trump has done so many patently legal and unconstitutional things, it's hard to keep track. But okay, number one, Crew stands for Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. They're an ethics watchdog. Yes, they've gone after Democrats. Just unfortunately, Republicans and Republican lawmakers tend to violate ethics demonstrably more than their Democratic counterparts. And when you have a target-rich environment, it makes sense that you would criticize them. Number one. Number two, he says that Norm Eisen has been violent. Where is your proof of that, man? Where's your proof? Of course, there is no proof that Norm Eisen has been violent. Donald Trump, the most powerful man on earth. The President of the United States is simply making these wild accusations against people he doesn't like, and even he seems to be recognizing that this is not the appropriate venue for it. But he's like, sorry, Todd, I got to say it because it's the only chance I'm going to say it. What do you mean? It's the only chance you're going to say it. Why do you have to say it here? You can tweet it. You can truth it. You're on camera all the time. Why do you have to say it here? You shouldn't be saying it at all because it's just demonstrably false and inappropriate. But why? There again, just goes to show how his, adult brain works, where even he has flashes of recognition, like, this isn't right. But he does it anyway because he's a thin-skinned, malignant narcissist. Here's another clip.
Newspapers are really no different than a highly paid political operative. And it has to stop. It has to be illegal. It's influencing judges, and it's really changing law, and it just cannot be legal. I don't believe it's legal. And they do it in total coordination with each other, and everything we do, we're restoring law, restoring order, and
So again, Donald Trump, he can't get off it. It's illegal to criticize him. It's illegal to suggest that he has broken the law or done things that are unconstitutional. And he wants the Justice Department, the people to whom he is speaking to, advocate and act in that capacity. And there's no indication that they won't under Attorney General Pam Bondi. But yeah, it's really gross and disturbing stuff. I've got one last clip to kind of put it all together from this unhinged speech from Donald Trump right here.
The American people have given us a mandate like few people thought possible. We won every single swing state. We won the popular vote by millions and millions of people. We won districts, 2,750. Think of that, 2,750 districts compared to 505. So we won it at levels that I don't believe ever seen before. That's the one where you see the map of the United States and it's all red. Red for Republican, not for communist. Red for Republican. They would like it to turn red for communist, but it didn't work out that way. The American people have given us a mandate and really a far-reaching investigation is what they are demanding into the corruption of our system. And That's exactly, I'm sure, what Pam and Cash and everyone else mentioned here.
Say, yeah. So that's Donald Trump, again announcing the investigation of people whom he believes are his political opponents. He believes that is what Kash Patel, the FBI director, and Attorney General Pam Bondi will do. There seems to be every reason to believe that that's the case. And the damage that he's going to do to the organs of justice are far-reaching. Elections have consequences. And no matter what happens in 2026, if God willing Democrats are able to reclaim at least the House, if not the Senate, Trump will still be president for 2 years, which means he will ultimately be in control of the Justice Department for the next 4 years. And there's no guarantee that Democrats will win the 2028 presidential election. It could segue quite nicely, as far as they're concerned, into a J.D. Vance presidency or a Don Jr. presidency, or maybe Donald Trump by that point. Well, Constitution is also written on paper. I'm just going to continue to sit in the White House for a third term. I mean, there's just no telling. There's really not. And that's what makes this so incredibly dangerous. But, yeah, and again, we're only 2 months into this, 2 months in. Can't imagine where we'll be in 2 years. So there you have it. Perhaps the most unhinged political speech of Donald Trump's career. And that's saying something when you consider the unhinged political speeches he has given in his career, and he did it in the least appropriate venue possible. The Department of Justice, this does not bode well for the future. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.